Counting is the first method we developed to organize the physical world. It allows us to categorize how many objects we are looking at by assigning a specific value to a group. But the number itself is an abstract concept. Whether you are looking at 7 balls or 7 pencils, the digit 7 represents only the shared quantity between them. It is a label for a property, not the object itself. This logic gives us the natural numbers. We established this sequence, 1, 2, 3, and so on, specifically for the act of counting distinct positive quantities. However, a system for counting requires a way to represent the absence of a value. The introduction of 0, an innovation of Indian origin, provided the symbol needed to make our modern place numbering system function. Natural numbers and 0 provide a baseline for manipulating quantities, but this system remains incomplete, as it cannot yet account for operations that move in the opposite direction. Natural numbers are reliable as long as we are adding items. Combining groups always results in a larger, positive integer. The logic breaks when we attempt to subtract more than we have. If a system contains 5 items and you try to remove 6, the natural number sequence has no way to represent the result. To make this operation sensible, we have to expand our scope. By mirroring the number line to the left of 0, we introduce negative numbers, allowing subtraction to function regardless of the starting value. This expansion transforms the limited set of natural numbers into the infinite set of integers. We have effectively widened the landscape to ensure our basic arithmetic rules remain consistent. Multiplication further evolves the system by speeding up addition. Instead of counting 4 groups of 7 individually, we use multiplication to scale the quantity instantly. This scaling has geometric consequences. When a number multiplies by itself, it's squared. A one-dimensional line of 6 dots duplicates to form a 2-dimensional plane. Multiplying it a third time creates a cube, extending the square into a physical volume. These operations are tools for understanding dimensionality. They allow us to visualize how data scales from a single point into a 2-dimensional area or a 3-dimensional volume. Division acts as the inverse, functioning through repeated subtraction. We are taking a total and determining how many equal groups can be stripped away. Division isn't always clean. Dividing 19 by 5 yields 3 complete groups and a remainder of 4, tracked using the modulo, written as 19 mod 5 equals 4. A 0 modulo means perfect division, revealing factors. For example, 5 and 4 perfectly construct 20. Understanding factors and modulos gives us the ability to decompose large, complex values. It provides the logic needed to split raw datasets into uniform, manageable blocks. This raises a new question. What happens when a number cannot be decomposed any further? Some numbers have no factors other than 1 and themselves. These are prime numbers. They are the unique, indivisible integers that exist within our system. To find them, we can use an ancient algorithm called the sieve of Eratosthenes. We start with a grid of integers and begin filtering out numbers that can be divided. We identify a prime, then strike out every multiple on the grid. Repeating this process eliminates composite numbers, leaving only the primes illuminated. These prime numbers are the specific components used to construct any other integer. They cannot be simplified further. Because prime numbers are truly indivisible, every larger integer can be decomposed into a specific combination of them. This is prime factorization. It is a mathematical law stating that every integer has one unique set of prime factors that, when multiplied together, produce that specific number. Take the number 126. Breaking it into factors reveals its unique prime endpoints, 2, 3, 3, and 7. Using exponent notation, we write 2 times 3 squared times 7. This formula is the number's exact signature. These foundational operations, from the invention of 0 to prime factorization, provide the logic required to structure and manipulate numerical information. By understanding these first principles, we gain the ability to organize and compute the large datasets used in modern algorithms.